at another auction today on this beautiful, blistery, cold, darn New England weather day. And actually, we sold that house 3 houses down from this one not too long ago. So, dang, I got a great comp. And so I am right here at this 2-family house. I'll get out there in a second, but it is cold out. So I will stay in here as long as possible. One of the things I get asked also, how did you even find these auctions? Now, every state's going to be a little different. You know, I'll talk a little bit today about how we found this one. So make sure you get out paper and pen. All right, let's get outside. Every state is a little different as to how you're going to find these auctions. So I'm going to go over a few things on how we find them in the states that we are in. But let's see, we got a bunch of people here. We've got to register and stuff like that. All right, so this is the property we're at right here. Just kind of giving you an idea. So this is what's called a non-judicial state. So what does that mean? That means that it's not actually having to go in front of a judge. When you don't go in front of a judge, at least in this state, it's being hosted by a third-party auctioneer. And I'll tell you the easiest, simplest way, which most of us younger generations, and yes, I'm trying to include myself as one of the youngers because yes, I'm turning 46 in a couple weeks, but still, I'm younger. I'm going to hold true to that, but basically getting the Sunday legal, newspaper and actually looking at that Sunday newspaper in the legal notice section. That is the best way. Oh, here comes Nick. Watch out for this guy. This guy's very shady. Very, very shady. Shady? Yeah, look at him. Wearing a... Vacant? It appears to be occupied. Yeah. I knocked on the door, so... And I could hear stuff inside, but no one would come to the door. So, what do you think?
Probably occupied.
Yeah. How do you? So I'm trying to educate people on how they find auctions. How do you find your auctions? What do you do?
I find auctions by going to auction websites.
Oh, I thought he was just actually following me. He was just tailing me. I think that was really what he's doing.
No,
he just has a tracker on my truck. That's what's going on here.
Yeah, there's auctioneer websites that post the auctions. Yep. So I go there for updates, and whenever there's an auction coming up, I research the property. Okay. And make a note, and then if I like it, I come check it out and bid.
There you go. That's it. That's all you have to do.
It's that simple.
That simple. Boom. Now that's in Massachusetts. Other states are going to be a little different.
I would start off with something like auction.com and just go to those, and you could find like the auctioneers from there.
So auction.com, what, like Hubzu?
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
Auction.com, a lot of these auction companies list the properties on auction.com. You go show up and you find out what auction company it is. And then you can go on their website and see the future ones.
I hope you guys wrote that down. There you go. Big tip from Nick.
You could use that same strategy, I'm sure, everywhere in America, really. I mean, you go to Florida, you probably start off on auction.com because I don't know what their public record system is like.
True, right?
That's what I would do in Florida.
Yep. All right, did you register already? I gotta go register.
I did, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go register.
All right, here we go. Questions. I'll open the bidding to the bank. $180,000. So 180,000, 181,000. 180,000, 181. 180,000, 180,100 to get it started. If you want to bid. 180,100. 180,001. 180,500. $180,100, $180,005. 180,000. Speak up if you want to bid. $180,100 here, going once.
I'll go 5.
You going 500? 180,000.
I'll go 181.
500. 180,500 and 181,000. 180,000. 181. 181. 181,000. 181,000. 181,500. 181.5, 181.5, 181.5, 182,000.
181.5.
I got you. Yeah, 181.5. 182.
201.
201. 201,000. 201,000. 201.5. 201.5. 201.5. 202.
202.
202,000. 202. 202.5. 202.5. 202,500.
204.
204. 204,000. 204,000. 204.5. 204.5.
205.
205, 205,000, 205,000, 205.5, 205.5, 205,000, 206,
207.
207, 207,000, 207,000, 207, 207.5.
Boys, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
$207,000 here going once. $207,000 here going twice. We're at 207. It's 207.5. Third and final call, everybody's good? All right, here, you know what the property sold, $207,000.
We did win that one, which is awesome. But like I was saying, so finding these auctions in a non-judicial state, get the Sunday newspaper, all the local newspapers, pull them up, look in the legal notice section. You're going to find all the notices of default and for sale in there for the auctions. Then once you start, putting that together, work on a spreadsheet. That's what I'd really recommend doing, creating some kind of Google sheet, getting all the auction sites together. You can kind of scrub them manually, have a VA do it. Maybe you can write some kind of script that can scrub up the websites. That will help you really kind of get up to date on the data. And then, of course, you got a few weeks, you can start doing your due diligence on all these websites and all these auctions, so that when you come there, you have the right information. And then if you have the right information, you can bid accordingly, like we did today, where my number here, max number was 207, and that's what we won it for. Even though it started lower, it got bid up quite a bit, and I was able to jump in last minute. But I think we did pretty well here. I believe, ARV on this one is going to be 420. I think that's a pretty safe number. And put in probably about $75,000 into it. So, resell it. Obviously, we got to work with the occupants here. I already knocked on the door. No one kind of came to it, which is not shocking. But we'll, once we own it, because right now we do not own it, we just have insurable interest on the property because we have a contract to buy it. But once we actually own it, we can then do a little bit more. But then we can start really, getting ready, talking to the people, moving to the next steps. But the first step, of course, of any auction property is how do you find them? And that's what we were talking about today. And so I just kind of want to review a couple of things. First things first, what I was talking about, if you're just starting out, get the local newspaper. I know it's a little antiquated, but that is one of the best ways. Look for in the legal section, you can start finding where everyone's, they have to post them in a non-judicial, like Massachusetts. Now, judicial is a whole different thing. So we're only talking about non-judicial, which most states and a lot of states are non-judicial. And you're just going to have to look up what your state is. And so every state's going to be a little different. But then, you look up the postings. You can start figuring out what the auctions are, putting together a spreadsheet, something like that, so you can start going to these auctions and doing your due diligence ahead of time. And then from there, you can do the next thing, which is, like Nick said, possibly going to auction.com, seeing, because often a lot of these, and in different states, will use the auction.com as a panel to try to draw in more bidders. And you can use that to start putting together all the auctioneers that are hosting them. Now, in this day and age, most auctioneers will have a website. So that's another thing. You can start curating all these websites. I recommend using a spreadsheet like Google Sheets or something. And then you can start pulling going to their websites, pulling up the upcoming auctions, start doing your due diligence, all that kind of stuff. But that's how you're going to find these auctions. You might be able to also check out Hubzu and a few other online auctions, but most of them are going to be in person, like here. And some will, like in New Jersey, they're going to be actually in the court or the local courthouse. So you'll have to go there instead of in person, but then you're going to want to have these auctions and know which ones are ahead of time. Now is New Jersey, judicial, non-judicial? All right, I forgot, but I just mentioned New Jersey just because I know that they're actually in person. But either way, some non-judicial are going to be in person, some judicial are in person. So you're going to want to know which ones are which, and so that you can, if you have to go to the property beforehand, I just want to make sure you're doing your due diligence, because if, for instance, I'm lucky that I can, stroll by here. I have enough knowledge and experience that I can quickly run my numbers before the auction and come up with a bid number. But I recommend, but we still do due diligence ahead of time. Like I knew the taxes amount and all that stuff is, that's back owed. And so I have that data so I can, make informed decisions, come up with an informed bid amount that I'm maximum. And the only thing, that's all, the other key to any auction is coming up with your maximum allowable bid, and you stick to that number. Do not go above that number, because that's when I see so many people get, hurt. So once again, those were all the details. I hope you wrote that down. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'd love to answer them as best I can. Once again, I'm not in every state. We're mostly just bidding right now in Vermont. We're doing some bidding in, a lot of bidding in Massachusetts, and then we also do some bidding in Connecticut. But who knows? We might be going to New York. We might go to Rhode Island. But realistically, I'm not going to a lot of these other states, and so I don't have personal hands-on experience there, so I can't tell you. But the process is generally the same, whether it's non-judicial or judicial. That's the kind of the key. Going in front of judge, not in front of judge, and the little nuances you're going to want to figure out in your state. But this is definitely a good guideline. So I hope to help you. Hope that helps you out. Hope you buy your first property this year. Make 2025 a banger. And hope to see you guys. If you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to learn even more stuff like that detailed, check out our book, Foreclosures Unlocked. It's on Amazon. And the audiobook just came out too. So we'd appreciate a review on there as well. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, guys.